Hello and welcome to Rhodes Walking and welcome to Walk 4. This is the Parlick and Fairsnape Circular. It's approximately 6 miles in length and it will take you about 2 to 3 hours to complete the walk, depending if you stop for refreshments and a bit of sightseeing. Parking is limited on the road on the way up, but I will put the What3words address in the description box below if you're looking where to park. So we're going to start off by going through the bottom gate. And if you followed any of my previous walks, as I just get over this first path, I'll normally take the left path as you come over the sort of the brow of this first section. But because this is the Parlick Circular, I'm going to go straight up the front face of Parlick. So I normally turn left here, but I'm going to go right and then just straight up the side, up the front of Parlick. So we are just approaching our first kissing gate on the left hand side, which you can go through and carry on the walk down there if you want to just go on the opposite side of the fence. But we're going to be heading over to Fairsnape in the distance there. We're going to walk all the way along the top, which can get boggy in winter, so bear that in mind. We're just going to walk all the way along the top there and then drop down this far side and then make our way back down the far side of Parlick. So we're just approaching the summit of Fairsnape and I'll take the peak here to have a look around. So you've got the windbreakers on the left hand side, which are really handy, especially in winter and autumn, or any time of the year really, because it does get windy up here, and that is the reason why there is a gliding school at the base of Parlick. But there are some good views to be seen, and if you watched my previous videos on Parlick, you will notice that I have pointed these out before. But that is Parlick that we've just been up and over. Beacon Fell with the tree lines that you can see there. And then to my right in the bay here, you've got Morecambe and Heysham over in that direction. And then you've sort of got Fleetwood, Thornton Cleveland going along the coastline, and then Blackpool. Don't know if you can quite make it out, but Blackpool Tower is in the distance just over there. But like I said, there is some handy shelters here, which give you a bit of a break from the wind if you need it. And then obviously you've got the pile of stones marking the sort of summit. Now there is a trig point to my left hand side, which I will just walk over to before we carry on, but we are going to be heading in that direction across the heather, which can get boggy, like I say. And this is the trig point here. marking at the top of Fairsnape. And like I said, more coming that direction. But we are going to be carrying on the walk to my right and then heading over in this direction. Now there is a sort of a half-defined path on the route I'm going to take you here, which you can see looking on the camera. But it's sometimes hard to make out, and I always seem to take a slightly different path every time I go through this bit. You can see it gets really muddy and wet, and this is a reasonably dry part of the season. It's just the beginning, sort of spring, so it is still a bit boggy, but you can see the water in the where people have walked along there. But like I say, I always tend to try and not try to. I tend to end up a different direction every time. But as long as you sort of hug where the fence line is to my right. Oh no, we're just at the 2 mile marker here. But yeah, if you just hug to where the fence line is to my right, then you sort of can't go wrong, because you will hit the next gate that we need to go through. But yeah, there is a stile just coming up with this fence line here. And like I said, always worth wearing something decent on your feet when crossing this, because it is boggy and it is peaty, so you end up sinking in. But there's a path just in my front of me there, which you can just make out just in that sort of area. And we can head over to there, because that's a nice gravelly path. So I'm just going to pick my way down this bit and then hit the gravel path, and then we can make our way to the next point, which is the gate coming up. Another kissing gate, and we're going to head off down here. And these are all sort of good paths for a good couple of miles now down in that direction. Just as we come down at this far side here, it's worth stopping and then just, obviously, if you're doing this walk for the first time, it's worth just checking, make sure you're not going too far to the left hand side coming down here. As long as we've got sort of Fairsnape and Parlick on the right hand side in view there, then we can't go too far wrong really. There is a crevice to my right hand side that you can sort of see, but we're going to be making our way down the side here and into a farmyard. Okay, so as we approach the next kissing gate, this is approximately the 4 miles marker. It's slightly over there because I was a bit late in starting my watch in tracking the distance covered. So it's probably about the 4.3, 4.4 mile marker. We're then going to head our way down this small hill down to another kissing gate at the bottom of this hill. And again, as you get nearer to the farm, there is more sheep and spring lamb about. So obviously if you've got a dog, make sure you keep it on the lead, because as you can see, there is plenty of sheep and lambs in the fields. especially if you're walking in the sort of early months of the year like I am at the moment, which is April. So we're going to pass through this gate and go on the left hand side of that tree line in front of us here. And then once we've got past the tree line, there is another gate at the end. Sometimes it's closed. If it is, then obviously close it behind you. It is open currently. Then down to this next kissing gate, and then on to the farmyard, which we are going to walk straight through. Again, this sometimes the gate's closed there, so, and in my case there is here, so I'm just going to close that one behind me, walk through, and then hook a right immediately after we pass through the farmyard. You can carry on down the road if you want to just stick to the road walk and then finish, make your way back round, but we are going over the stile along this short wooded path, and then we're going to then come over this next stile. Now, if you're doing this walk in winter, it does get wet round here. There is running water coming through here. There's a small wooden bridge in front of me, but yeah, it can get a bit slippy as you come over here, especially if you've got mud on your boots, so just be careful on this section. But we're going to head over this stile, and then you'll see what I mean as I come over. It's reasonably dry. Had a little bit of rain last night, so there's a bit of standing water, but it's nothing compared to what it has been over the winter. So just a bit muddy, but we are going to be heading over sort of in the direction I'm looking now once we've crossed this water and this small little footbridge. So we are heading over in that sort of general direction. You see the buildings in the distance there, and there is some way markers in the field as we go across here. So you can see one directly in front of me. There's one there, and then another one on my left, a small bridge, another one there, and another one to my right there. Bit of diagonal across the field, across the stile. Now again, it can get muddy on the right hand side here. It's usually good in summer, but on the left hand side is the one that I tend to stick to because it gets a bit boggy on the right. So just slight diversion there, then back into the corner of the field, where back over the stile, and then through this wooded area again, which again gets really nice in this small area. There is a footbridge across a stream, which if you are used to walking in the UK, you'll be used to seeing this style of footbridge, but it's crossing this small stream that you can see in front of me here. But this is a nice spot in summer. All the flowers come out, especially in sort of late spring. All the flowers are in full bloom. Lots of greenery on the trees, and it's sheltered from the wind, so it's got its own little climate really. It's a nice little spot to stop for refreshments because we are getting near to the end of the walk now. So as we step off the small footbridge, we're going to head up to the right hand side here, and up to a stile at the top, cross over the stile, make our way through this small path, across this small bridge, across another stile, and then just as we did there, we're at the 5 mile marker. Again, it's probably just a little bit more than that, probably about the 5.4 mile marker. Heading over along this path, and we've got another stile again, where this metal gate is, and you can see these actually markers on the post there. So over this stile, and then straight ahead up this hill. There's some buildings to my right hand side there with dog kennels in, and it's just a case of following this path onto this stile, which leads onto a tarmac road. At the end of this tarmac road, we just turn a right or a left depending on where you've parked at the bottom of Parlick. There is another short bit of diversion you can make. There is a footpath to my right across this small sort of hill, a mound to my right, but it just sort of comes back and loops back on to the tarmac road. So it just disturbs the animals and it doesn't really add that much to the walk. So I tend to just stick to the tarmac road now to head my way back to the car. So that is it. That's the end of the Parlick Fairsnape circular. I really hope this video has been helpful to you, and if it has, please do subscribe to my channel. Please hit me with any comments below. They are always appreciated, and also hit the old thumbs up if you have liked this walk. And like I said, please do subscribe for more walks that I'm going to keep putting onto this channel, hopefully within sort of every week or every 2 weeks at the very most. Thanks again for watching. Rhodes Walking.